Oh, StreamYard, you son of a... Hi, everybody.
But with that being said, I actually had got to play this first.
Certainty of death, small chance of success. What are we waiting for?
Fellas, I feel this is my lucky day.
Brilliant.
And welcome to and welcome to another episode of Rankum. Today we are talking about top 12 moments in DC movies. I'm just going to get this off the bat. We are not going to include the Snyder Cut on this just because it's not long come out, and we decided to leave it off so we don't end up spoiling it for anyone that hasn't seen it in the chat. But I'm going to announce the panel for the first time. I've got Alex. Alex, how's it going?
Oh, good. Really excited to be here. Long-time fan, first time doing this, sir.
Next up, I actually think it might be his first time on this year, is Matt Kearns. He made the beautiful intro that you've...
Well, just like Superman Justice League, and this does count for both versions, I might have died on Rankum, but I'm back to save the day. This guy's still bothering you? That guy's me. I'm still bothering everybody. That intro is... Look, guys, I know this isn't Gone with the Wind, but I do want to say that I think it's bullshit that intro didn't get nominated for Best Short. I'm just saying.
But next up, I've got Zedius. Zedius, how's it going?
Yo, it's going good, man. Thanks for having me back on this year. I'm excited to see what our list is going to consist of because I wasn't sure how many moments I could think about. And then I just start listing a lot of moments that just really passionate moments I love in DC movie history. So, so I know some won't make on this, but I'm going to love talking about it.
And last but not least, we've got Madi. Madi, how's it going?
I'm doing good, man. I'm excited to finally pop my my cherry on this show. It's an exciting time.
But anyway,
I love getting Malcolm stunned a little bit. It's just so much fun.
How do you follow that? This is the perfect intro.
But with that being said, how the show works is we're going to go around in a circle and everyone's going to nominate a moment that they think belongs on a top 12 moments in DC movies list. And then everyone else votes on whether it makes it or not, if it's got the majority votes. And of course, the person nominated, their one counts as a yes anyway because they wouldn't say no to their own thing. But with that being said, I'm going to go to Alex first. Alex, what is the first moment you're going to bring up?
Well, my first movie is almost certainly not going to make it in, but it is a moment that I'm incredibly passionate about. It's a movie that I'm incredibly passionate about. Some days, you just can't get rid of a bomb. That is a very comedic scene. It's a very comedic movie, very exaggerated, and I think given what it is in the movie that it is, I think it's actually a really great scene. Something that we still kind of meme to this very day, all the way back from 1966's Batman.
So, Matt, what do you say about sometimes you can always get rid of a bomb?
That movie, some people have a love-hate relationship with 66 Batman. I just love it. I mean, Adam West plays it so perfectly. He's trying to get rid of it, and then there's people in the boat, and then there's nuns, and then there's kids. Someday you just can't get rid of a bomb. I'm going to say yes, because I think that moment encapsulates the wonder of what Adam West Batman was, and I think that line totally could have worked in Dark Knight Rises. You imagine he just turns to go and he's like, some days you just can't get rid of a bomb. It's like, yes, for me.
But Zedius, what do you say about sometimes you can't always get rid of a bomb?
Sometimes you can't always get rid of a bomb. Well, thanks a lot, guys. Spoiler alert! I haven't seen the movie from 1966. No, I don't need to see it.
You haven't seen Shark Repellent? What are you doing, man?
I've always heard about it, but I've never actually seen the Batman 1966 movie. So I'm gonna have to abstain from this one. But I know it sounds goofy as all get out. And it sounds like it'll be fine. Just never got an opportunity to see it.
Midi, what do you say about sometimes you can't always get rid of a bomb?
Oh man, I do love this movie and I love this scene. But if we're listening at just at 12, I can think of at least like 20 moments that are better. Like even from the I do love the bat repellent, or not the bat repellent, the shark repellent scene a little bit more than the bomb scene. So for that reason, I'm gonna say no, just because I'm gonna try and be a little bit of a stickler, and like, you know, there's a couple of other scenes that I really want to make sure get in there, and I don't want to sacrifice too much of my like top 12.
Okay.
Well,
for something that could be it's kind of hit or miss for me. I do love that scene, but still, like, it's like top 20, not top 12 for me.
Can you imagine if Batman had bat repellent? He would never become Batman in the first place.
That would have been the weirdest movie. He's just staring at the suit, but I can't go near it. It's calling to me, but I can't do it.
Like that scene in Batman Begins, he just pulls out bat repellent. He's like, I'm glad that's your dad. I'm down the well.
So
I'm not emotionally scarred.
Yeah. I just saved myself billions of dollars.
But with that being said, I'm actually going to say yes. I actually do like this scene. I think it's a fun scene. This is probably not the first one I ever thought would have been brought up, but this is always one of those long shots that you bring up first, and sometimes you can be surprised. This is just a fun scene, and yeah, so it makes the list. With that, we go to Matt. Matt, what's the first one you're going to bring up?
Okay, so for anyone who's watched Take 3 for any set amount of time, my first choice is going to be no shock to anyone. It's obviously the entirety of Steel from 1997. I think it just counts as just one great scene. No, I'm going with...
Cut the feet.
I'm going with... I couldn't figure... You can call it either Superman Saves Lois or the helicopter rescue from Superman the movie. I think this just perfectly encapsulates Superman as a character. Chris Reeve's Superman from the moment he's running and he sees the phone booths, but the little joke to where he can't get in there, he pulls the S as he's running across the street. When he comes out, the guy's like, man, that's a bad outfit. He's like, excuse me. Like, he doesn't go, screw you. He goes, excuse me. And then flies up, saves Lois. Don't worry, miss. I got you. You got me. Who's got you? And the smile, because he trained for 12 years with Jor-El, and he knows everything's okay. And then he grabs the helicopter. It's just a perfect moment, an already perfect film.
Zedius, what do you say about I've Got You from Superman?
It's a great moment, and I'm thinking about it, and like, it's cute, but I wouldn't put it in my top 12. I don't. Yeah, I'm going for early jackass of the stream so far. I'm gonna say no. I'm sorry, man.
Zedius is dead to me.
Madi, what do you say about I've Got You from Superman the motion picture?
Is it Superman the motion picture or Superman the movie? Never mind.
Superman the movie.
So I actually put it as number 9 on my list. I love this scene. I love that Christopher Reeve is such a polite Superman and really encapsulated. This was the moment when I first saw the movie. I was like, this is why everyone says Christopher Reeve is a perfect Superman. Like, just seeing that scene, and with John Williams' perfect score in the background, it was the reason, like, right away, I was like, you know what? It's been a long point up until this point of the movie. And, like, I was kind of, like, worried about, like, where the movie was going up until that moment. But as soon as that moment hit, I was like, I'm in. This is great. I love it. Christopher Reeve can do no wrong. This is awesome. And then I didn't see Superman 3 and 4, so he can still do no wrong in my eyes.
Oh, lucky you.
So was that a yes to?
That's a yes. That's 100% a yes. Yeah.
After all that, no.
I just put on check, just make sure.
That's fair. I didn't actually say the word, so yes, it gets in for me.
But yeah, this is I haven't seen Superman the movie in a long time. I've been mean to rewatch it for the longest time. But that being said, this scene sticks in my mind all the time. But it was actually the first one I remember actually coming up with my own sort of ones that I want to bring up.
It should be the first I talk about it on almost every DC stream, Malcolm.
But with that being said, I'm going to say yes to I've Got You from Superman the movie. Alex, what do you say about I've Got You?
I actually had a different Superman moment on here. I have their first romantic flight together. I think the long take of Margot Kidder reacting to flying.
You can have more than one, 'cause when you
Yeah, I think that's a stronger moment because it goes on longer and you get to see Margot Kidder's like very expressive face react to that. But you know what? It's not the hill that I'm willing to die on. I think this is an excellent scene. I think the saving Lois Lane from the helicopter crash, it's an absolute yes.
And with that, I've Got You makes the list. Thaddeus, what is your first moment you're going to bring up?
Okay, first moment.
Everyone's saying no just because he's been a jerk.
Yeah, I'm prepared for it. I'm trying to figure, should I just give something out that just goes, or should I bring up a really powerful moment or not? But you know what? This is actually my number one moment on my list, but it really varies. But it just number one on my list right now. But and I'm not sure what all of it counts as a moment. But I'm just gonna say the Joker introduction scene with the Dark Knight. But mainly, I'm meaning when I think his name is William Fichtner is like arguing with the Joker, like after he's on the ground and stuff, and simply when he's like, well, whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger. And just like, this is like, I love that whole bank robbery scene, but just the unmasking is just brilliant to me. So, boom. Call me drugs and just say no, but I'm going to say the Joker introduction scene.
Madi, what do you say about the Joker introduction scene?
Okay, so here's the thing with that one. When I was like making my list, I had like 6 moments from the Dark Knight, and I was like, this could be on there, this could be on there, this could be on there, and this one was definitely one of them. I also had like the pencil trick, the him hijacking the party that Bruce Wayne's throwing for Harvey Dent. The interrogation scene was the one spoiler alert, I wanted that on there, but like this was like one of those ones that I like kind of was like, I don't know if it makes it along with everything else that I have on that list. So, fuck. Am I allowed to swear, by the way? I know I've been swearing, but I don't want to.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, sweet. Man.
I will give you a yes in the future.
You'll give me a yes. If you say yes to my next one, I swear to God, I'm throwing some shit.
Wait, if he says yes?
No, here's the thing. So I do want this on there, but at the same time, I don't want it to be at the cost of another Dark Knight scene that I want to put in there.
Madi, welcome to Rankum. That's how all
I know. This is fucking ridiculous. Yeah. 130 episodes in, you'd think I would have learned something by now, but no. Okay, I'm going to go no just because I think I want a different Joker scene from The Dark Knight. And I'm not doing it just to be an asshole to you, Thaddeus. But like when I was like playing this out in my head, I was like, there's gonna be like 6 people that are gonna say different Joker scenes. And like
has a list.
There's a specific one that I think should be on there more than that one.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to The Dark Knight, there's a lot of especially the Joker scenes, especially the introduction scene is probably the one that I'm also going to say no to, just because the other ones that are in here I think are much better, and yeah, that's about it. Alex, what do you say about Joker's introduction scene?
I think that I think honestly, picking from The Dark Knight, it's such a good movie. I think we all want moments from The Dark Knight. I think The Dark Knight is going to be kind of a watch this episode. I have like 4 different moments from The Dark Knight that I could probably throw up. So I'm going to say no as well.
Matt, what would you have said about Joker's introduction scene?
I have 0 moments from The Dark Knight because it's very well documented that I think this is a fine film, but it's nowhere near the greatest. This is a good moment. I can think of other Joker moments that I think are better throughout the film that I might say yes to if they're brought up. Just because I don't have any on my list doesn't mean I'm going to say no. But yeah, it was definitely a solid pick, Zadius, but I think there are some others. But don't be so serious. It's okay.
So, seeing as how we all have kind of agreed that there's another like Joker part, is there any like? I'm gonna throw it out there. I think the interrogation scene should be the one that's on there.
Well, I guess we know what your choice is now.
You're the next one to nominate.
I'm the next one. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Like I think the interrogation scene should be the one from The Dark Knight. Like I think that scene is like very reminiscent of what like De Niro and Pacino did in Heat in the coffee shop. I think it also like shows the Joker in a new light that we didn't really see in the previous versions with Jack Nicholson and Cesar Romero. And I thought this scene was the reason that I think that Heath Ledger's performance was the best live action one we've gotten. Like I love the other ones that we like the other 2 so far that we've mentioned. We're not going to mention the last one yet. But I mean, like some of the stuff that he says, like I have the quote written down here somewhere. Actually, hang on. Their morals, their code, it's a bad joke. Dropped at the first sign of trouble. They're only as good as the world allows them to be. And I feel like right now, with the way COVID is and people trying to reopen economies when there's like a couple 100,000 people dying, I feel like that's just like really relevant. So that's why I like, especially when I was going over this, that was the scene that I was like, for sure has to be on this list.
But that being said, I'm saying yes to the interrogation scene. This is like this does belong on the list. This is a great scene. And like everything Madi said is correct. Like parts of this scene does sort of fit into the way life is now. And yeah, Alex, what do you say about the interrogation scene?
To be perfectly honest, I had the scene where the Joker tells us that it's not about the money. So I think that is that character.
Okay.
Hang on. Don't let me finish. I had that scene because I think that's a strong character statement from that character. However, I think in the interrogation, it's such a gotcha. Like you have nothing. The character literally says, "You have nothing. You have nothing to threaten me with." And honestly, I think that's a much stronger moment for the Joker. I think that's it. I'm gonna go yes.
Matt, what would you have said about the interrogation scene?
So when I was coming out with my list, and I had to, it was obviously a very long list, and I had to get it down. The one that was kind of at the top of my list of moments from The Dark Knight was the interrogation scene. I think, like you said, it definitely has Heat vibes to it. And just I love the way of like how much like Batman is really being cracked in this moment. Like when he takes the chair and he puts it up against the door, that way Gordon can't get in. When he's just beating on him, it's real well done. I think Heath Ledger and Christian Bale played really well, and I think the beginning of it is great when it's Gordon and the Joker in the dark room, and you know how's it to be truly alone, and he's just like, I'm gonna get some coffee, and they just the lights come on, just bam. Never start with the head. They got all fuzzy, and he just, and that's also the great thing is that Batman's trying to physically intimidate him from the start, but that's not going to work, and I think that's so brilliant because that is so true to Joker character from the comics is that you can beat him senselessly, but that's not going to stop him. So yeah, I give this a yes.
And Zadius, what would you have said about the interrogation scene?
Well, I'm gonna keep my performance on the road, and I'm gonna say Yeah, I would say yeah to this one. Mainly because
Ooh.
even though it didn't necessarily make my list, but that's only because I was trying not to pick so many moments from this certain movie. And there's another one I'm gonna bring up later. Just there's a lot about this movie that I just love, period, and a lot of quirks and moments from it. But I'm glad to see this one on here. So yeah.
Yep. And Jay Burns in the comments is saying that this isn't the scene that should be chosen. In his opinion, it's the scene of Debo on the ferry.
Actually, that is a great scene.
That
is a great scene, yeah.
too. There are a lot of good scenes in that movie.
Yeah,
literally, you'll rank them top 12 scenes from The Dark Knight.
Malcolm, write that down
Message.
for next week. But
yeah, right.
But that being said, it's
same
on
panel
me.
too. We'll just rerun it.
But for my first pick, I'm going to go for a movie that really is decent. Like I enjoyed it. I know it's got terrible reviews. I know one person on this panel hasn't seen it. I'm going for the Themyscira Olympics from Wonder Woman 84, the opening scene. That is a really good scene. Like, while it may not necessarily fit in the themes of the movie, which I'm going to try not spoil for Matt too much, but this basically shows that.
It's fine.
Well, no, I was about to say, like, there's nothing much that will spoil the rest of the movie. This is the legit opening scene. But this showing sort of Diana sort of training and with the Amazonians, with the whole Olympic sort of thing. And I just thought this was a great visual scene. And yeah. Alex, what do you say about the Themyscira Olympics from Wonder Woman 84?
I kind of have a love-hate relationship with Wonder Woman 84. I've seen it now a few times. I think that the Olympic scene would have been a better pick if it came from the original Wonder Woman movie. Because I think there's a little bit more emphasis on her childhood in that movie. And I mean, I talked to a fair amount of people in the movie community. I don't know how many people talk about this movie or regard it super highly, or even just this moment. So I think I'm going to go for this one. I'm just going to say no.
And Matt, I know you haven't seen Wonder Woman 84, so I won't go to you. Zedius, what do you say about the Themyscira Olympics from Wonder Woman 84?
I'm torn because I do like this scene a lot from this movie. I really do. But I feel like literally, it's early, but I feel like with nine spots open, I don't know if I would say it's top 12. And again, great scene, but I'm not sure with top 12, so I'm going to say no.
And Madi, what would you have said about Themyscira Olympics?
I'm going to kind of echo the same thing that Alex and Thaddeus have been saying, is that, it's a great scene, but I wouldn't put it in the top 12, especially with 9 spots left. Also, I think there would be another, if I was to pick something from Wonder Woman 84, which I liked, but I mean, yeah, this wouldn't have been the moment that I would have picked. And then the moment I would have picked is also secondary to another moment in the expanded universe that DC has. So, yeah, for a couple of reasons, I wouldn't put the Themyscira scene. Although it is a lot of fun to watch and it does start the movie in a great way, it doesn't make my list.
Yep. But with that, we go back to Alex for his next pick.
Oh, boy. I'm actually going to stay on the Wonder Woman train. And I'm going to ask us a very simple question. Who will sing for us? I think this is a very small moment in a movie that is quite good, last act notwithstanding. But I think in this moment where Diana asks Charlie, who will sing for us? I think you kind of get a bit of what her character is. She makes the people around her feel good, feel important, feel useful, even when they don't necessarily. And I think we can all agree that a sharpshooter with PTSD in general is a bad idea to bring into combat. But no, she wants him there. He's her friend. That's who we're picking. You're coming with us. And better and best yet, doing it in a way that phrases it in a way that he wants to. Now all of a sudden he's excited, he's interested because you know what? That's a good point. I think I am gonna go. Not, dragging his arm. Nope, you're coming. You're shooting the bad guys. Let's go. Come on. Really making it more of a no. This is what you're good at. Come on, let's go.
Matt, what do you say about who will sing for us from Wonder Woman?
Excuse me. It's a really, really sweet scene. I definitely agree that it does have a lot of what Diana is in that movie. I just think there are other scenes that I would choose over, even smaller ones, not even like just big ones I would choose over this one. But it's definitely a solid choice. If it makes the list, I'm not going to be upset. But I'm going to give it a no.
Zedius, what do you say about who will sing from us from Wonder Woman?
I kind of echo the same thing that Matt was saying. It is a very sweet moment, and it's a very good personal moment between the Wonder Woman crew, or the crew right there. But I will also say no to this because there is another moment in this movie, a couple moments that I liked a little bit better than this one.
Madi, what do you say about who will sing for us from Wonder Woman?
Man, this one is tough because this one was an honorable mention for me on my top 12. But if you had brought it up like right at the first pick, I would have probably said yes. But like now that we have like less spots available, I'm gonna have to be a lot more like critical of it. And I agree. Yeah, there's a couple other moments from this movie that I think also could have a deserving spot. But yeah, for that reason, I'm gonna say no as well.
Okay.
But with that, it doesn't make the list. I actually do kind of agree with Jay on this. Like he's saying that, like, it's not so much a sweet scene; it's actually more of a heartbreaking scene than anything.
I see your point. I definitely do. I think when I said it was sweet, at least I meant from Diana. Like it is a sweet thing for her to be like, I know you, like, she just outright say, like, I know you're dealing with PTSD, but like you can, you're still.
We'd still really like you to come.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
There's a sweetness to her character.
Yeah, but with that being said, I actually would have said yes to this. I do really enjoy this scene, but unfortunately, with the majority knows, it's not going to make the list. And we go to Matt.
Okay. So I'm going to go just because it's still pretty early. I'm gonna go from a movie that was theatrically released. I know we were very like, it's gotta be theatrically released, from Batman: Mask of Phantasm. It's the first time Bruce puts on his Batman suit in front of Alfred. I think this is a really great moment. It's really done in the shadows, and you don't even see the suit; you see Alfred's reaction to it. I think it's such a great moment in that movie, and especially you see in that movie, his relationship with Andrea and him first going out just in the ski mask and trying to find this identity. And after Andrea leaves the engagement ring behind, he finally sort of has lost all the happiness, and now he's become the Batman. I think it's just a really wonderful scene, and Charlie Walker's score in it is just incredible.
Zedius, what do you say about that scene from Master of the Phantasm?
This is a really good movie, and I haven't seen it in a while, but I do remember what you're talking about. But because it's not fresh on my brain, I don't know if I'll say its name. I would just say no for now. But it's a good movie, but yeah.
Madi, what do you say about the scene from Master of the Phantasm?
Okay, real quick. We said it has to be released in theaters. Was that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, like, I did say you can go to the animated movies as well, but just bear in mind
not everyone's gonna have seen them. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to clarify that because I was gonna make my next pick from one of those. But this is a tough one, man. Because this movie has another moment where it's like, I didn't count on being happy, where he's like pleading at his parents' grave, that I would have also had on there. And I was like, before I was like putting this list together, I was like, which one of those do I put on? Because they're both so good and so well done. And Kevin Conroy just kills it as Batman every time. Yeah. I'm gonna say yes. This movie, I mean, is probably one of the better Batman movies, especially like as a fan of the animated series, and I'm sure that everyone who's seen it isn't a fan of them, but it does so well in kind of going into the idea of can Batman and Bruce Wayne be separate, and then the idea of like this phantasm, they never actually call her that. It's such a great moment in that movie, and I think it really does stand the test. Like, I watched it last year and it still holds up, so I definitely am going to say yes to this.
All right. So I'm going to bring this up.
Oh boy.
I do not
shut
like
the fuck up,
I'm
No.
not a fan of Master of the Phantasm. I've tried watching it twice, both times. I just think it's fine. I mean, I've said this before. I've never actually seen the animated series at all, so maybe that could be part of the reason why I didn't connect with Master of the Phantasm, because I wasn't connected to that series. But I've just never really enjoyed this. But yeah,
I'm unfriending you on Facebook, Malcolm.
I've never been more disappointed in you.
Malcolm, it's me. So
You were the
I'm
chosen
fine.
one.
but
He was.
Yeah.
but yeah, this like out of all the scenes in Master of the Phantasm, this one I'm gonna say no to this one. You know, like this is not one of the ones I find memorable. And yeah, Alex, what do you say
I'm the
about?
deciding vote for this one.
You are the
Oh.
deciding vote.
Power.
No pressure, bro.
So,
No pressure.
Okay, Batman Mask of the Phantasm is a fine film. I very much like it. But it's just kind of a steady drum of like, this is great, this is good, yeah, great, good. Oh, it's over. It's a shame. There's actually not a whole lot of it that I would say, yes, that excellent moment from Batman Mask of the Phantasm. In a way that, for example, there's like 3 moments I can pick from V for Vendetta. So it's a shame. I would love it if there was this dope moment from Batman Mask of the Phantasm, but it's just kind of a no, just like a soft no.
That being said, we go
That's
to
upsetting.
Zedius.
Okay, this is interesting because I'm trying to pick up what Alice is putting down, because he said the movie I'm about to nominate next. I'm just not sure if I'm going to say is that moment he's talking about, because I'm definitely going to V for Vendetta. But there's so many moments in this movie that I love. I really do. But the one I'm going to say now is when V ends up killing Creedy, and it's like when Creedy is literally shooting V, like, "Why won't you die?" And I have the quote right here. It's like V says to him, "Beneath this mask, there's more than flesh. Behind this mask, there's more than flesh. Beneath this mask there is an idea, and ideas are bulletproof." And he just gets him and chokes him to death. I'm like, yes. It's like that. Oh, sorry for everybody that's listening with earphones, but it's one of those moments where you just feel powerful, when you feel like V did earlier in the movie when he's just screaming, just triumphant. So that's the moment I'm picking for V from Vendetta.
Madi, ideas are bulletproof. What do you say about that moment?
I haven't seen this movie, so thanks for spoiling it. I'm just gonna.
Oh, boy.
I've had it on my up next list on Netflix for like 4 years, and every time I'm like, nah, not today. I'm gonna go watch like The Office again or some shit. Like every single time I look at it, I'm like,
excuse.
I don't even know. I have no actual excuse to not watching it. Every time, like, what is it? Remember the 5th of November, I think is what one of the lines in the movie, right? Every time on the 5th of November, I see a friend like, everyone watch V for Vendetta today. And I'm just like, I'm busy today, man. I don't have time. Maybe next year. And I just haven't gotten around to it. It's actually ridiculous how like much I've been putting it off. I know I'm gonna love the movie too. It's just I just haven't done it yet. I'm sorry. I'm just
I'm
gonna.
Trust me,
waiting for the day
I
you're
ruined it
ready
for
to
you,
watch
though.
it, and it's like taken off Netflix, like it was taken off yesterday. Like, no!
I'm gonna go on right after this and be like, "Are you kidding me? Left this morning? Ah, son of a bitch."
I mean, I'm going to bring up Dave's comment. I know a couple of these, but I just thought this was funny.
Which one am I?
Oh, I'm cool with being swole at Anthony Mackie. I'm cool with that.
Swole Anthony Mackie. I love it.
I don't know which one I was there.
But-
All right.
This is
Haha!
Jay. Shout out to Jay, man. Jay's one of the coolest guys in this community. He's always just hyping people up, and I love it.
But with that being said, ideas are bulletproof. I actually really like this scene. I'm actually going to say yes to it. There's not much more that I could add to what Zadie has said. Yeah, Alex, what do you say about ideas are bulletproof?
I think this is we were on a similar wavelength. We were not on the same page at all. So V for Vendetta is an interesting movie. I have picks from it that I think are actually quite more interesting. I'm not really so much into the action of this movie. I think parts of it are fine. So I'm gonna say no, just because I think there's more interesting picks from it.
And Matt, that makes you the deciding vote on this.
I'm going to say yes. I think this moment is great. I do think this movie is full of a lot of great moments, but yeah, I'll say yes. I'll agree.
I appreciate the rest of you guys for not spoiling too much else from the movie before I eventually watch it.
To be fair, I think you got spoiled like one scene. I think that's like in the first.
It
third
is
of-
one scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, good.
it
I was
really
thinking, like-
doesn't ruin anything for you either.
You were explaining it as if it was like a final boss fight, and I was like, "Oh shit, there goes the ending." But
Dude.
all right,
But with that, we're going to go on to Mehdi for his next pick.
okay, I'm gonna go with one of the animated movies that were straight to DVD. So fair enough if you guys haven't seen it yet, but I do recommend everyone taking a look at some of them, and a couple of them are really well done. So I'm gonna start with a moment from The Dark Knight Returns Part 2. So if you guys have seen it, you kind of know where it is, or if you've read it, you know what it is as well. These movies are basically a direct adaptation of Frank Miller's seminal novel of it. And I'm going to go with the fight between Batman and Superman, and specifically the very end where, spoiler alert, I guess, Oliver Queen shoots Superman with a kryptonite arrow, and while he's weakened, Batman starts beating down on Superman, saying, "I could have killed you. I want you to know that I killed you." I'm not going to do the whole quote because I don't know how to have it all off the top of my head, but he ends it with, "I want you to remember, even in your weakest moments, I want you to remember my hand around your throat. I want you to remember the one man who beat you." And Peter Weller delivers that line so flawlessly, and immediately afterwards, something happens. So I'm not going to spoil too much, but if you guys have seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about, or if you've read the comic, you know what I'm talking about. So that is a movie I think should be on this list, just because as much as I like the Batman-Superman fight live action, I thought this one was done phenomenally well, especially in an animation sequence. It was just done perfectly, and I thought if I had to pick just one animated sequence, this would have been the one.
Yeah, I've not seen this. Alex,
I actually have seen it. A few of the DC animated movies. It's quite good. It's a very good adaptation of Frank Miller's work. There's another DC animated movie that I think I'm willing to die on that hill. You put me in a pickle here.
Here's the thing: I already know which one. I feel like I know which one it is and which moment it is, and that's like right next to it on this list. I would like trying to pick between the two of which one I wanted.
We'll see. I'm gonna say no.
Matt, have you seen Dark Knight Returns?
Yes,
Part
I
2?
have. I've seen both parts. Man. This is tough because there are a lot of great moments from that.
I realize this is kind of a cheat because this is like just a direct, like from the pages to the screen sort of thing. So it's
Yeah,
basically picking
that's where I'm
like a
coming
moment.
from. Like,
Yeah,
I think I'm going
So I
to say
get
no
that,
just
like,
based
it's a
on
little
that. Like,
bit
it's
of
a
a
great
cheat, but-
adaptation scene, but like, I think there's so many great like original moments from DC movies that
okay,
I
yeah.
think I would want on over this. It is a great. If we were doing like just DC animated movies, I would probably say yes. But just because it is like, it's a straight adaptation. Like Peter Weller plays it really well. It's animated really well, but it is like it is just taken straight from the graphic novel.
And Zedius, what do you say about the scene from Dark Knight Returns Part 2?
Well, So wait, I'm not the design vote because
No,
Oh,
yeah,
No, I don't think it's making. I don't think it's making it at this point. But
okay,
Yeah.
with 3 no's, which unfortunately I probably would have said yes if I would have seen the movie, but I can't, so I had to abstain from it. My betting is no lie. I've seen the first one, part 1, but I've not seen part 2 yet. I'm sorry.
okay,
yeah. But yeah, alright. It's back to me, and looking at the moments, we've got a lot of moments from the major sort of heroes. Like we've already tried getting one Wonder Woman on. We might try another one later, but I'm going for someone completely different, and I'm going to bring up the superpower testing scene in Shazam. This is just a fun scene. If Don't Stop Me Now, just showed them trying out all the powers, just finding out what Billy can do. And this is just a fun scene. They're going through all the motions, like and just seeing him test out electric powers by randomly charging up phones.
Good try.
But
What the hell, man?
and I just think this is a really fun scene. And I think it does belong on this list. Alex, what do you say about the superpower testing scene from Shazam?
I am on record as saying that Shazam is maybe the best DCEU movie that they've ever put out, and I absolutely hate that movie. I do not care for Shazam. The genre of adults acting like children is not one that I'm fully comfortable with, nor that I care about. I think it's a fine scene. I think that it's soundtracked really well. It's performed well lit. But like on a non-technical like level, I don't have much to say about it. So it's gonna be a no for me.
Matt, what do you say about superpower testing from Shazam?
I really love the movie Shazam. I really love the band Queen. I really love when they put the movie Shazam with the band Queen. But there's a moment from Shazam that I think I would want on this list over the superpower testing scene. I don't know why I blanked on what you called it.
Zedius, what do you say about the superpower testing scene?
I like it, but I'm kind of like him. There's another moment from Shazam that I have on my list, and hopefully it won't ruin it for anybody because it's a pretty important scene. But I'm gonna have to say no only because I might try to get that on next. So.
But Madi, what would you have said about the superpower testing scene?
I mean, as soon as he went to the strip club and then came back out and asked for more money, I was completely in, and I would have said yes. But my voice doesn't count on this one. But yeah, this one is definitely one of my favorite scenes in the movie. I love Shazam. I don't know, Alex. I don't know, Alex, what you're going for.
It's fine, and I know I'm in the minority, and I give the movie for what it is. It's a great little movie, but like the genre of, hey, let's put this 12-year-old boy in a strip club, I'm like not here for it like at all. I think it's so weird.
I mean,
he hates Tom Hanks is Big. It's okay.
I actually do hate Big. I hate Big a lot.
Wow. Get it all out, man. What's like? There's
What-
gotta be some
Yeah,
kind of-
whatever one's 13 going on 30. Hate that, Jennifer Garner.
You know what? I will. Thank you.
Wow.
Anyway, on that note, unfortunately, 13 going on 30 is not a DC movie, but what this next moment Alex is going to bring up.
Are we sure?
I'm
Are
always
we
the
sure
villain on
Hans
these
Zimmer
streams.
and Zack Snyder?
It
didn't
could
work
be an
on 13
MCU
going on
movie.
30?
Mark Ruffalo's in it. Maybe it's Bruce
Yeah.
Banner.
Yeah. And Jennifer
Space
Garner was
Judy
Elektra
Greer.
for a while. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Thank you, Base Judy Greer. No, I'm gonna go with another DC animated movie, and I'm actually gonna say I don't know how many people will have seen it, but if you haven't, if you have the time, I do actually recommend it. I'm gonna go with the Jason, Joker, and Batman reunion from Batman Under the Red Hood. A scene where, for those of you that maybe haven't seen it, every chicken that Batman has tried to hide in that closet of his comes home to roost. The Joker is free again. Jason Todd, his long dead son, lives again and is now terrorizing Gotham. And he has to have the face-to-face confrontation, and the Batman has to explain. And it's a very important question for every single DC universe where all these characters exist. Why is the Joker still alive? Why can't you do this one thing for the good of everybody? And you get to see that the Batman truly has no responsible answer. And I think it's an emotional scene. It's a lot of father and son. It's a lot of, enemies. And what are you willing to do to compromise? Like, how much are you willing to compromise and change your vision? And how much of that is going to compete with the good of everybody? And I think Under the Red Hood is a fantastic animated movie.
Matt, what do you say about the Joker, Jason, and Batman reunion?
Unfortunately, I haven't seen Mask. Under the Red Hood. I'm sorry, not Mask. I'm thinking Mask. If it's so my vote doesn't count. According to
Mask of the Red Hood.
Mask of the Red Hood, Under the Phantasm, something.
Zedius, what do you say about the Batman, Jason, and Joker reunion?
I've seen it, but it's been literally years since I've seen Under the Red Hood. And I haven't. I probably might actually go watch it after this, but because it's really not fresh in my mind or anything, I can't really pull the moment from my memory. I'm going to have to say no to.
Madi, what do you say about the Batman, Jason, and Joker reunion?
1,000 times I'm saying yes to this. This was the other one that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Of the two animated movies that I had on here, this was the second one, and it's such a well played scene, and the trio of them all do so well in conveying the emotions of the character. John DiMaggio as Joker he's no Mark Hamill, but he's still a fantastic Joker in this, and he really just brings out all the stops. Jensen Ackles of Supernatural fame is a phenomenal Jason Todd and does really well in pleading with Bruce and giving him this, without spoiling anything, he gives him a choice. And it really just kind of shows you the psyche of the three characters in the room there. So I'm definitely putting this on there. This is 100% a yes for me.
But with that, I haven't seen it, but with it does make the list.
Matt, you got to watch it if you got a time. Like this
Yeah,
is
I
one of
know.
those ones.
I think it was on DC Universe, but then obviously that became HBO Max. But I have access to it now, so there's so many animated movies that is on my list of ones I want to see because they've been pumping them out for years. All those animated movies. Yeah, no, I definitely.
Yeah,
I've
they've
heard
got
nothing
some
but
good ones
things
there.
about it.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we go to Matt for his next nomination.
So I'm bringing it back around to my boy Superman. There are a lot of great scenes in Superman movies, but I'm going with from Superman 2. It's in both cuts, so whichever Donner or theatrical. I'm going with the diner scene from Superman 2. This is just after Superman has given up his powers. Him and Lois go to his diner, and Clark gets the shit kicked out of him. And for the first time, and that's really the moment, is when Clark first sees blood for the first time. Like, this guy who spent his entire life being able to outrun trains and fly and do all of this, he now, for the first time, has seen blood. And then the worst part of it all is at the very end, they turn on the TV, and Zod has taken over the White House and is calling out Superman, and just all at once, just all the decisions Clark has made for a happy life for him just completely fizzle out. I think it's a really well acted scene from Christopher Reeve. I think it's just a fantastic scene.
Zedius, what do you say about the diner scene from Superman 2?
Not to be well, I already called myself the jackass of the stream earlier in the show. I'm gonna stick with good scene, but I'm going to say no, man. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Marie, what do you say about the diner scene from Superman 2?
Real quick, how many spots do we have left open?
We have got
7.
7.
Yeah.
7. Oh shit. Okay. That's the thing. Like, this is a great scene, but with 7 spots. Hang on. Sorry, I haven't made a decision yet. Let me just. I'm gonna stall real quick, but I'm not very good at trying to figure out what I want to say while I'm stalling. So I am. I really am. I don't know if you guys have experience with this in America, of like people filibustering a lot, but you know, I'm just gonna keep going until I figure it out.
We've all seen Parks and Rec. We all know.
Yeah, you guys have seen Parks and Rec. You guys know how this goes.
And while he's filibustering, if you want to send your hate mail, send it to. You can find me on Facebook at Zadius, ZADUS.
Boba Fett's hand comes out of the store like that. No.
And this is how we introduce the X-Men into the Marvel Universe.
Okay, I'm gonna say no. Yeah, just for now, because I mean, thinking about that movie, like if it's. There is another couple of scenes that I would put on there as well from Superman 2. One for sure that I think would be on there that's a little something I really enjoyed. But for right now, I'm going to say no. I might, like, in 20 minutes decide, like, you know what? I should have said yes to it. But right now, I'm going to go with no.
Let's pretend it's 20 minutes later.
I'm still filibustering after 20 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. It's been...
But yeah, I'm going to be quick. I haven't seen either version of Superman 2. Like, I've seen the first one. I just haven't. I don't remember ever seeing the sequels yet. I do plan on seeing them eventually. I just haven't got around to them.
I think you only need to see one of them, is what I've heard.
Superman 3 is moments. Superman 4 is really cheesy, but
Superman 3 I'm intrigued by just because of Richard Pryor, but I don't want to go into it just because of that.
Yeah, fun with that.
Okay, great.
We can talk off air about Superman 3.
But Alex, what would you have said about the diner scene?
It's fine. It's fine. It's again, Christopher Reeve I think is a very good Superman. He's maybe the best live action Superman we've had. This isn't. I mean, it's a character implication scene for him, but it's not. It's not my favorite Superman scene. Top 5 even.
But if that go to Zedius. Zedius, what is the next moment you're going to bring up?
Oh wow, this is I kind of alluded to it earlier, and I might as well just bring it up now. It's gonna be from Shazam again. I know I got one note already, but just in case anybody out there hasn't seen it, but it's good. I'll just say it's the introduction of the family, and I'll put the family. I'll give a wink if you know what I mean. Put your hand on the staff, and like I just thought that was just such a cool moment in the movie, and it really made a lot of sense. And it made me think back like just references and stuff like that with the comments and stuff. So I really enjoyed that moment. And if you need me to elaborate more, I will. But I would just say the introduction of the family in Shazam.
The introduction of the family is on the table. Madi, what do you say?
I mean, this one, I was thinking between this or another moment from Shazam, and the other moment is where right after he meets his birth mother again, and then has that, roof takeoff moment. But I think this scene works really well with that in the background, because you know that happened, and now he's kind of dealt with his birth family, and he's found his family that actually cares about him. So for that reason, with all the emotional implications that come with it, and the fact that when they said that they were doing a Shazam movie, I was like, oh, they're just going to focus on the one Shazam. They're not going to have the whole thing going on. And then it came up, and I was like losing my shit in the theater, and everyone was looking at me like, what's wrong with you? Not a lot of like DC fans in the audience that day, but for that reason, I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, this is. I'm absolutely going to say yes to the introduction of the Shazam family as well. But this is such a this is a moment I didn't expect. Like, as someone who went into this knowing absolutely nothing about Shazam and his mythos at all, I had no idea there was multiple a whole Shazam family, and so when this happened, it's like, this is really cool. But yeah, Alex, what would you say about the Shazam family?
Yeah, hands in. No, it's again we're hitting on something that I really don't like, which is adults pretending to be 6. Actually, if you had said meeting the family when you get to see like all the kids and that they have personalities that are all wildly different from each other, I think that would have been an interesting pick from Shazam. But I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna say yes, just because. I'm gonna say yes, just because I think they're all generally excited to have superpowers in a franchise that is otherwise like, oh, you're super strong, neat. Like, like nobody cares about superpowers. They're like, yes, I can go really fast. I think that's neat, fine.
And Matt, what would you have said about the introduction of the Shazam family?
I'm just gonna be real short and simple. I had a very emotional reaction to this. I called my brother and sister after I saw this movie because I had such an emotional reaction to it. I connected to this so much. I loved it. I cried because what Medivh said right after the scene, and then this happened. I thought it was so funny how at first when he gives them the staff, he goes, "Say my name," and they go, "Billy." He's like, "No, the other name." And then Freddy just throughout the entire scene, he has been waiting his entire life. Like, he's just like, "Wait a second, I can fly and I can punch you like this." It's fantastic. So that was actually the scene I was gonna bring up. I called it family fight, but whatever you want to call it, yes.
I mean, but with that, Madi, what do you go to next?
I gotta go with my next one. There's a couple I want to put on there. Okay, I'm gonna go with wait until they get a load of me. So Batman, Tim Burton's Batman, Joker's introduction as the Joker, not as Jack Napier anymore, comes into the room saying, "Call me Joker," shoots Carl Grissom, and then looks at a newspaper saying that the Batman is terrorizing Gotham, and immediately is like, "Wait till they get a load of me." And then he has this weird, like, whooping thing that he does, and the fact that his smile is like permanent, like not just drawn on, but like his face is like drawn up like that, freaked the living shit out of me every single time I see it. Even when I was like on YouTube, just like watching scenes like a couple of days ago, I was like, that is still freaking the fuck out of me. And Jack Nicholson plays it so well. So yeah, I'm gonna go with call it like the Joker reveal from the original Batman, I guess, if that's what I want to call it. But that's the one I'm putting forward.
So the Rachel Lee, get a load of me. I think this is a good scene. But looking at the list at the moment, we are getting a lot of Batman on this list, which, well,
I'm okay with
yes,
that.
I mean, it's one of those ones like, I'm gonna say no, just because there is a lot more that I want to get on personally. I think this is just a testament to how much DC movies have relied on Batman to do for their movies, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But let's see how this goes anyway. Alex, what do you say about Wait Till They Get a Load of Me from Batman '89?
I love Batman '89. We have also kind of evolved past it in terms of everything. Actually, I think we've gotten better at production design. We've gotten, I think, more interesting Jokers, animated and live action. While I do think Call Me Joker is a great introduction scene for that character, it's also not his introduction scene. We've been with Jack for a minute now, and we've seen like the silhouette of the Joker in this movie before, so it kind of doesn't lessen the impact for me. So I'm gonna say no.
Matt, what do you say about Wait Till They Get a Load of Me from Batman '89?
That's the one.
Yeah, that is a weird. That was just like Tim was just like, okay, no, Jack, just do whatever you want to do right there. It's fine. I think this is a great introduction. One of my favorite production mistakes that they talk about is the fact that the white makeup kept going onto the collar, so they had to keep painting it purple. And so if you look, you can see purple paint right there. And the makeup artist was like, that was the best take they had. And of course, that was the take. And I can never watch that movie without that. I thought that was a great moment he talked about. I think it's a great, yeah, I guess it's not his intro. Because we had been with Jack before. I'm going to say no just because I think there's a better Jack Joker scene in that movie that I may or may not bring up. I don't know, because I do agree we are getting a little Batman heavy, but you guys keep saying no my Superman stuff, so what are we supposed to do about that?
And Zedius, what do you say about Wait Till They Get a Load of Me from Batman '89?
Yo, from the moment that he walked back into Carl's office, like, you can call me Joker, and to this moment, like, I love that whole moment right there. I had it under, you can call me Joker, but it carried on all of that. So it would have definitely been a yes for me. But yeah.
But with that, Wait Till They Get a Load of Me doesn't make the list. I'm going to go to something completely different. Well, yes, people may there may be arguments about this being a Batman movie, but it's more of a. Batman's not in this movie. Bruce Wayne is. I'm talking about Joker. And the scene I'm specifically going to nominate is when Joker kills Murray in live on air, and like this is just one of a brutal scene that definitely shows off the Joaquin Phoenix's sort of vengefulness as the Joker, and like with the Joker movie, this is a movie that I kind of enjoy, but it's definitely not as good as a lot of people do say. But this scene, I think, is one of the best scenes in this movie, just showing sort of the length that Joker will go to get noticed and just to cause a riot. But Alex, what do you say about Joker killing Murray in Joker?
Murray. You put me in an interesting position here. I like Joker for what it is. I like it a little bit less and less every time I watch it. I think the shooting of Murray Franklin is fine. It's graphic. That you got your R rating. Let's use it. There's one scene I think that you could slot into just about anything with Joker in it, and I think it would make sense. So I think I'm gonna wait to nominate that moment. So I'm gonna say no to this one.
Matt, what do you say about Joker killing Mary Franklin and Joker?
It's a solid scene, but I can think of other moments from the Joker that I would put in over it. So no.
Zedius, what do you say about Joker killing Murray Franklin?
Well, I might have already spoiled it a little bit, like with my reaction, but I absolutely love this scene, and I'm not really a big fan of the movie in total, but it's the moment of him killing Murray, and plus the joke he tells before it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, and like this is my reaction, like, what, like, dude? And then he just sits there on the couch, just watching the chaos he created, like, bruh, like, and Joaquin plays this so perfectly, but so it's definitely yes for me. Definitely would be yes.
Which means, Madi, you're the tiebreaker here. Does
Should I
Joker killing
filibuster
Murray
for
make-
another? I'm gonna filibuster for another 35 minutes here, guys. Okay, so I actually had this as an honorable mention on mine when I was making my list. I do think it's a pretty good scene, and it is very similar to, again, something that happens in the Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns. If you guys have read that or seen it, but I'm gonna go with no, just because there is another scene from the Joker that I think could work a little bit better. I don't even know what just happened. What are we thinking?
Us for making 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, sweet. Good job, guys.
Already?
I wasn't looking at the screen, obviously, so evidently I missed that comment. But no, so it was a close one, but I'm going to say no, just because we don't have too many spots left, and I want to make sure that there's a couple more. Thanks, Malcolm. I appreciate that. You know how, like, on Netflix they have, like, the skip intro button? You should just have, like, a skip in the D button, like, every couple. Just mark it down. Like, if you want to skip everything Madi says, here you go.
but next up, Alex, what's the next scene you're going to bring up?
I'm going to stay with Joker, honestly. I'm actually going to go with something throughout the movie that Arthur Fleck every day has to struggle up those stairs. Just every single day, just get up those stairs. And you see him, and it looks like it's so hard. Like, I don't know if Joaquin Phoenix actually has knee problems, but he looks like it's, I got to get to work today. And then something happens in the movie. And you see him, and it's, again, live by the meme, die by the meme. But he has this fantastic, awful, weird dance number in the stairwell, like this, like, insanely dirty, incredibly wet for some reason stairwell of Gotham. And he looks like he's having the best time. The best time in a movie where, like, 2 people smile in the, like, entire 2.5 hours that movie is. Like, 2 people smile, and he looks like he's having the best time doing his awkward, weird Joaquin Phoenix hunchback dance moves. I'm going to go with the Joker stairwell dance.
Matt, what do you say about the Joker stairwell dance?
I think I'm gonna say no, just because this was a really good scene when I first saw it, but it's just been memed to death, and it's kind of taken the
Live
impact. Like,
by
I'm
the
really
memes.
sorry. I'm really sorry.
No, it's fine.
Zedius, what do you say about the Joker stairwell dance?
Unfortunately, when I saw it, it was funny. When I saw it again, I'm like, okay. When everybody started memeing it, people going to, I think, Negro to actually do it, I'm like, shut the F up. Like, stop it. So, I'm sorry, man. It's going to be enough for me, dog.
It's fine.
Madi, what do you say about the Joker stairwell dance?
I got bad knees watching him do that dance, honestly. And Like I tried it on my own stairs dancing like that, and I somehow ended up with actual bad news. I don't know what the fuck happened. But if this was like 3 days after the movie had come out, I would have said yes for sure. But you're right, man. I'm sorry. The memes just got to me. I can't.
Reasonable.
I can't. It was just too much all at once. Like I couldn't open any social media without seeing like 30,000 Joker memes just slamming me in my face. And I was just like, this is a bit much for. I mean, it's a great scene, but come on.
I didn't actually expect it to get through, by the way. I was just, I said it. I said I have a better scene, so I guess I better do it.
Yeah, you had to pull it out there. So I can appreciate that, but no, for that, I'm not going to. I would
so glad TikTok wasn't around.
For sure.
I'm so glad TikTok
imagine?
wasn't around. Oh my god!
All those like 14-year-olds doing the Joker dance on stairways.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was actually leaning towards saying yes to the Joker stairwell dance. I think this is just fun. Well, yes, it's just a moment that's just been mean to death. I think it's a fun scene. But that being said, we can move on to Matt.
Whew. My.
What Superman moment you picked this time?
Yeah, I know. I really want to get more Superman moments on here.
There's one obvious one that you haven't made yet that I'm like concerned about.
I mean, I guess I should just. I'm not sure if this is one you're going with, but it was brought up earlier. I'll finally bring it up now. I'm going with the "Can You Read My Mind" from Superman the movie. I think John Williams' score in this scene is amazing. I think Chris Reeve, Margot Kidder, it's great. It's a wonderful, lovely scene of the two of them. I'm not sure if you can include their conversation earlier when he first comes over her house and they're talking and she's behind the pod clad and he can't see because it's LED. But yeah, Can You Read My Mind? If for nothing else, just the John Williams score. It's one of his best.
Zedius, what do you say about Can You Read My Mind?
I was kind of hoping you were going for something from the second movie, but I know we got a lot of other stuff. No, maybe for hopes that maybe we'll bring up what I'm thinking about next. I'm gonna say no. Yeah, I'll say no for this. No.
You should.
I guess yeah. There you go.
What do you say about Can You Read My Mind from Superman the movie?
I think the scene is, for me, the scene was okay. It was fine. The score was great. So if we're just talking about John Williams' score, it would get in. But as an overall moment, I'm gonna have to say no on that one. But yeah, John Williams can do no wrong, man. Fuck, that guy's incredible.
Yeah, have we ever talked about John Williams yet? Right?
But
I don't think we have.
Yeah, I do like the scene. You know what? I'm going to say yes and leave Alex to be the starting vote.
Malcolm.
You son of a bitch.
Oh my god.
Malcolm,
For
you
the first
complete.
time, Malcolm, you're so mean.
Yeah. What
Here's the
hell,
thing:
Malcolm?
is I'm gonna make the wrong choice every time. So,
There's no wrong choices in Malcolm.
I mean, again, I think John Williams is excellent. Obviously, no, it's just I can't. It's a great scene. I agree, but I think the part of the just them talking is like good, but it's not great. I don't know if you sat down with somebody that's just completely new to Superman the movie, and you just ask them, "Hey, what was the best part?" They'd probably say their first flight, or like Superman actually, saving the day. Hey, what's in my purse is not like, what color underwear is she wearing is not we didn't need to know that he could know that.
Well, if it's important, the scene I brought up was "Can You Read My Mind?" That's when they're flying. I just didn't know if
the
them
flying
talking was connected. Yeah, it's the flying.
The more the flying scene,
monologue about it. Yeah. The flying suit was the one I chose. I just didn't know if that was still.
Okay, I didn't know where you were starting.
Yeah,
if it's just the flying scene,
can you read my mind?
Yeah, we're gonna go with Can You Read My Mind.
Look at that, kid. Specificity helps you.
Right?
Just sometimes. Yeah.
All right.
It's gonna be all Superman and Batman.
I got like 2 on here, man. Just give me this. Give me this.
All Superman the movie. Turns out Superman the movie is actually the best one.
I mean that's
It's
more than I've got
One of
on.
my
So,
favorite films of all.
but anyway, that being said, we're going to go to Zetius.
Well, this next one, I'm not really sure how. Well, I would say it's definitely not one of my favorite movies of the DCEU. But given other movies that have came out since, and given how now I'm looking at another movie because of something that came out this weekend, you know what I'm talking about. I'm again not a big fan of Suicide Squad, but I will say the moment when Harley Quinn literally jumps into the Valley Chemicals, and the whole moment with with Jared Leto's Joker, like there's not many moments in this movie that I like him at all as a Joker, but like the whole, but would you live for me, like, and that whole scene when she dies in the chemicals, and then he's like, should I go in out there, like the inner turmoil, and then he just dives in after her, and they have the little kiss in the chemicals, like. Great moment for me in a bad movie.
So Harley Quinn jumping into the chemicals from Suicide Squad. Yep.
Yeah, that'll be
Madi, what do you say about Harley Quinn jumping into the Veta chemicals?
I'm gonna say no, and my reason isn't because of like the moment in the movie. I did like the moment in the movie enough, but my reason is more so based on what I saw on like social media after the fact, where there was a lot of like people are like, "Oh, I want like a Joker Harley Quinn type of relationship." Like, no, that's an abusive ass relationship. Like, you don't want that. That's very bad for you. Like, don't do this to yourself. But it was just because he dived after me after like I jumped into a vat of chemicals. You don't want someone who convinces you to jump in the vat of chemicals in the first place. So just because of like the impact that it had on.
Fix them. It's okay.
Oh yeah, because Harley Quinn was definitely fixed after that, right? No, I mean that movie was not great. There was like very few moments that I enjoyed of it, and this was like an okay moment, but it wasn't even like a moment that I necessarily enjoyed. I liked how it related back to the comics sort of thing, but not really anything more than that. So I'm going to say no.
I mean, Jay does bring up a good point, but it's been like that in the comics anyway. That's not like it's been an entire secret.
I think it just put it on the main screen for a lot of people who weren't aware of what was going on. So like my family who does not know DC as much, they're looking at that like that's a weird relationship, but you know.
Also, if you want to get technical about relationship, start in the animated series. So Malcolm will know it.
But with that being said, I'm one of the few defenders of Suicide Squad. I don't think it's as bad as what people are saying. I know Kelsey's another one. Kelsey's another one that defends Suicide Squad. But this is not the moment I would have gone from Suicide Squad at all. I might bring up one later, but yeah, it's a no for me too. Alex, what do you say about Harley and the chemicals?
There's literally some of us that defend Suicide Squad. I'm also one of them.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
but he's like, what?
What did I sign up for? Get me out of here!
I still have to say no. I think this is their relationship is very bad, and I think Madi's right. If people are looking at it and going, "I want that," I don't want that. That's bad. That's bad news. I don't want anybody looking at Suicide Squad and being like, relationship goals. I don't think that's good. I think it's bad. I don't want that at all. Zero. No buys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's preaching. He's preaching.
That's fair.
But Matt, what would you have said about Harley and the Chemicals from Suicide Squad?
I mean, I'm pretty indifferent to this movie. I saw it, was like, okay, and then everybody was like, it's terrible. And I was like, I guess I can see the points, but I can also see like Malcolm and Kelsey's points. I've talked to them about it. Of all the moments from that movie, this wouldn't be the one I choose. And also, like, I hate to harp on this, but like, they're not couple goals, guys. Stop. Like Michael Jordan said, stop it. Get some help.
Stop it. Get help.
Get some help. And McDonald's.
What a weird commercial that was.
Yeah, McDonald's was just like, Michael, get the kids to stop drugs. Fast food is better.
I don't know. Harley Quinn can counsel herself. Like she can talk to herself about her relationship.
That's what she is a therapist.
I'm pretty sure she ends up insane, so she probably does talk to herself about it.
But with that being said, Madi, what is your next moment you're going to bring up?
This list has been kind of a sausage fest so far, so I'm going to bring up from Wonder Woman the No Man's Land scene. Wonder Woman, up until this point in her movie, I guess, has not been Wonder Woman yet. She's still just Diana of Themyscira. And then she meets a woman who, with her child, says that my town has been taken over by slavers. You need to help them, please. And Steve tries to explain to them, like, they've been here for months or years, rather, and they've barely gained a few inches. We can't cross this place. And then he says, no man can cross this land, as if it's like, I am no man from, like that line is coming up. But she just straight up, she sets up, she goes out in her armor, and it's a great reveal of the Wonder Woman armor in the movie. She starts deflecting bullets. And what I really like about this scene is it's an action scene, but it's not about kicking ass, right? It's an action scene that's about protecting the ones that you care about and helping them move forward. Which is not something we really see in superhero movies a lot. Like, it's one of those things that, like, if you're making a superhero movie and it's like, oh, here's an action scene, he's about to kick these people's asses or kick those people's asses or whatever it is, or he's going to fight this villain. This one isn't about the villains. It's about her protecting the ones that she's come this far with and trying to help them so that she can help even more people. So the score behind it as well is really well done. Rupert Gregson-Williams does a beautiful score on it. Patty Jenkins does an amazing job directing it. So that's why I'm putting the No Man's Land scene from Wonder Woman.
They just ripped the "I am no man" line from Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
Leave it to Peter Jackson to remember that one.
Malcolm's sitting there watching the movie. He's like, "Yeah, second." He just screams, "They stole it!"
I remember this.
Well, wait, he was in New Zealand theater. Everyone was screaming it.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I do like the No Man's Land sequence. I do think it is a really legitimately good scene. And I mean, if we're being honest, a lot of times when people talk about Wonder Woman, this is the one scene they talk about a lot. They don't talk about everything else in the movie. I'm actually going to say no to it, because I do think there is a couple of other better scenes from Wonder Woman. Whether or not I choose to bring them up is another thing, because I don't know. But Alex, what do you say about No Man's Land?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. I think this is one of the better scenes of this movie. I think there's one more that I would nominate, but I don't think many people would vote yes for it. And I really want to get Wonder Woman onto this list. Yeah, I think the motif of we have things to do. Like, we can just sit here in this hole, for months and months, but there's people in this that need our help. I think that's a strong moment. I think it's a strong scene. I really like it. So yeah, I'm going to say yes.
Matt, what do you say about No Man's Land?
I think this is a good scene. I'm in agreement with you and Alex, though, that there's at least one more moment but I also because what are we at 7 or 8? I think.
We're getting
I
high.
think
I think
6.
so. Yeah,
We're
we're
getting-
getting pretty high up now.
And I really do want to get Wonder Woman on here, so I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say because I really want Wonder Woman represented since I think it is a good movie. So I'll say yes. I think it is a good scene.
Zedius, what do you say about No Man's Land?
Well, out of all the scenes in Wonder Woman, this is actually the one that was on my list as well, and it's mainly because like what you alluded to earlier, we had seen Diana throughout the whole movie from when her time with Themyscira to when she even got overseas with Steve. But this really was the debut of Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. So yeah, I'll give it a yes for me.
But for that, No Man's Land does make the list, and it's on to me.
That was 8, right? I think.
I don't know what
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 8.
Damn.
So we've got
Okay.
4
All right. So
spots
we're
left.
cutting it down now. All right.
I'm going to go for. I'm going to go away from DCU for my next pick. I'm also going to go away from Batman. I'm going to go to Constantine. And the scene I'm going to
Okay.
bring up is the devil exercising Keanu Reeves when he's sort of lying on deathbed, and Keanu Reeves sort of goes up and you see him do the fingers back, and I think this is a great scene. I actually rewatched this clip just before, just to sort of get a little bit of context in there. It's just a very simple scene, but I think it is a really good scene too. It's been ages since I've seen the movie, so I don't remember the actual context of the scene to the rest of the movie. But I do, after rewatching the scene, I do like the scene enough to nominate it. Alex, what do you say about the exorcism scene from Constantine?
Oh, how I labored to find a scene from Constantine to put on this list. And you know what? I'm gonna say yes. I think Constantine is actually one of the sneaky better DC movies. Yeah, the scene where he pulls the cancer from his body. Yeah, I think this is a solid scene. There's maybe one other scene from Constantine that I would have maybe put above it, but I think if we're gonna try and diversify out this list from the usual suspects of DC, I think Constantine, the scene from Constantine, is pretty solid. I'm gonna say yes.
Matt, what do you say about this exorcism scene from Constantine?
Yeah, I agree with what you and Alex said. I think this is great. I think this is a great alternate, from the usual suspects. And I think this is a great scene. I think, yeah, Constantine's a really good movie that I'm really upset a lot of people don't talk about a lot. I'm not sure it's because they forget it's a DC movie or something, but yeah, no, this is definitely great because it's like he thinks he's finally done with this, that he's going to die, but nope. But we didn't get a sequel, so nothing can. Fortunately.
So, Mr. No, what do you say about this scene from Constantine?
Oh my!
Well,
That's what literally
I
what he
mean, yeah, I
changed.
know, but
hey, well, of course, you know what I'm about to say, and that is, I'm so glad you reminded me that this was a DC movie, and I completely blanked my mind, and I hadn't thought about it. But this is definitely the scene to go with because Constantine thought, okay, Lucifer tries to pulls him back. And I'm sorry if I'm spoiling it for anybody, but he tries to take him away. But heaven is basically stopping Constantine from going to hell. And just when John thinks he's made it to the pearly gates, and he's being pulled up to heaven, Lucifer is like, "Nah, come here, bitch. You're gonna live just so you can fuck up again." And so I'm like, yes. So this is definitely a yes for me.
And Madi, what would you have said about this scene?
I was trying to remember which scene it was. You said the exorcism scene, so I was like, the one where he pulls the devil into the mirror, or the one like kind of towards the end. But I guess like with everyone else talking, I kind of remember now. So it's been a while since I've seen this movie, so I don't remember it as clearly. I do remember enjoying it, but just because I don't remember it as well as I want to, I would have said no. But again, I haven't seen this movie in it's been like 5 years since I've seen it. So I would have said no just because I don't remember it as well as I'd like, and I have to rewatch it at some point. But just because of that, I would have said no.
Yeah. I mean, I know my explanation of it just didn't work, but everyone helped.
It was like in Constantine when there's an exorcism. I was like, that's a pretty broad, point of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, when everyone said the cancer removing scene, then
as soon as I said cancer removing, I was like, oh, okay, I got you now. Like right before Shia LaBeouf turns into like an angel or something. But yeah.
But moving on, Alex, what is the next scene you're going to bring up?
I am going to take us back into the interesting world of the DCEU, and I'm actually going to bring up Aquaman and a scene where they build up the whole movie, and then when we actually go, it's actually pretty much what I would want out of that scene. They got horror director James Wan to direct, and he had to put at least one scene in that was genuinely terrifying. So I'm going to go with the trench attack scene from Aquaman, where they go to the one part of the world where they're like, you probably shouldn't go there. It's bad. This is where we put our exiles. Shouldn't go there. And then the trench attacks.
Matt, I'm not sure if you're by your computer, but I know you're still here because you're not left there. But he's probably away doing something. But I'll go to Zedius.
I'm gonna stay away from my. I think I'm gonna go away from my nomenclature right there. I'm gonna say yes, because it was really a terrifying scene. I this is another one that kind of escaped my mind, but this shit was really horrifying when it happened, and how the way they get through it, pretty damn good. So I'll give it a yes. That.
Yeah. So it's the trench scene from Aquaman, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt, the trench scene from Aquaman is on the table. What do you say?
It just came in. Trench scene from Aquaman. Could someone give me a refresher? I'm sorry, I literally just came back
so
from dealing with something.
where the entire movie they built up like where they've sent Aquaman's mother, and just how awful a weird a place is. The one place that you've been told, hey, maybe don't go here. It's actually bad news. So when they actually go, it's like the one horror scene of the entire movie that they got James Wan to do.
Okay, yes. Now I'm sorry, I just moved. Yeah, I say yes. I think Aquaman. I don't know why. Since it came out, I feel like people don't talk about it enough. I thought it was great. I thought this was a great, definitely, like you said, a horror scene from James Wan. I feel like he was like, "Can I get one, please?" And I'm like, "All right, fine. Here, you get the one." So yes.
Midi, what do you say about the trench scene from Aquaman?
I'm riding with the guy all the way. What they did with this trench scene, like I would like the way that they get horror movie directors for some of the DCEU movies. I'm really happy with. Like they got David Sandberg to do Shazam, and there was a couple horror elements that he put in there. They have Andy, the guy from It. I'm not going to pronounce his last name. I'm not really into it. Yeah, he's doing The Flash, which I'm really excited for, and James Wan, who's probably like the greatest horror director that we have right now, doing Aquaman. And with the trench scene, the lighting coming solely from flares and from lightning strikes in the background just adds to the terror of what a lot of people have of like terror of the sea and like what's underneath there. So this was a really wonderful scene in a decent movie, but it was definitely the standout scene for me, and I'm definitely saying yes to it.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Aquaman, I think Aquaman's fine, but I would have suggested the trench scene as well. I think the trench scene is probably a really great scene. But yeah, and with that we go to Matt. Matt, was the next moment you're going to bring up?
Well, my continuing effort to try to get some from Superman 2 on here. See, the difficult thing is that I have a moment, but I'm not sure how many people have seen the Donner cut. Because that's the thing. It's a moment that's only in the Donner cut. Okay.
I've seen it, but I don't know if anyone else has.
Yeah, I've seen the Donner cut.
Okay, I'm just gonna bring it up. Okay, I'm going with when Clark, when Jor-El gives his powers to Clark. I think, you know, Marlon Brando, it's kind of notorious that he was like really lazy and didn't really want to try in these movies. But I think in this moment, Clark comes to him after the diner scene, which didn't get brought up before. But he comes to him, and Jor-El tells him that he's going to give him his powers back, but at the cost of, you will never be able to come to me again. I will use the last of my energy from the crystals to give you your powers back. I think in the arc of, you know, a hero's arc, like losing the mentor is a very important thing in the hero's journey. And this is that moment for Clark that he now is going to lose his mentor forever. I think it's really well acted scene between the two of them. So yeah, so Jor-El gives up his powers to Clark.
Zedius, what do you say about the power returning to center scene?
Matt, I was trying to give you a facial expression like, I haven't seen this Donner cut. I haven't seen this Donner cut. Like, don't do it. So I'm gonna have to abstain from this one. Sorry, dude.
Madi, what do you say about the returning powers to center scene?
This is actually a scene I'm really glad that you brought up, because this would have been a yes. This is a yes for me for sure. The Donner cut does make the movie a lot better, in my opinion, and this scene is a big reason why. Marlon Brando was kind of, you know, teetering on the edge of trying or not for a lot of the later part of his career, but this scene was one of those moments where I was like, oh yeah, this is one of the great actors of all time, and he does really. Him and Christopher Reeve really did well together on in this scene of, you know, you get your powers back, but you lose me, and it's like, it's a really impossible thing to ask, but I mean, at the same time, it's one of those things where he's like, you know what, I know that I have to do this, and I have to be willing to sacrifice my mentor for this, which sucks, but it's like one of those things that you really see Christopher Reeve play it off in a brilliant way. And I'm glad that it's included in the Donner cut, because it makes the movie so much better. So yeah, it's a yes from me.
And as I said earlier, I've not seen Superman 2 either version. So, Alex, it's all on you.
So I recently bought the Superman collection. It's sitting right there on my shelf, and it doesn't come with the original cut of Superman 2. It comes with the Donner cut of Superman 2. So it's the only one I've ever seen.
That's actually awesome. Okay,
that's pretty cool.
So, and what I will say is that I really like that scene. I think it's a great scene out of a movie that I'm otherwise just like fine on. I agree that giving up the mentor, like the tie has to get cut at some point. And usually you have to give something up to get something in return. So yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
And with that makes the list.
Oh man, I feel like Janine from Ghostbusters. We got one. That one was supposed to nominate. I got both Superman movies up there. I'm in trouble.
I mean, I'm surprised you didn't try getting one from the Flash TV movies on.
Because no one aside from me has seen the Flash TV movie with John Wesley Shipp.
I have, but there's nothing from there that I would put on here.
You and me are not friends with you.
But with that, we've only got one spot left. Zedius, can you fill it?
Yeah.
You're like, I question my decisions now. Damn.
Yeah.
There's two scenes that's in my head right now, and I'm trying to think of the one that probably isn't going to make it, but I would just love to talk about my commentary about it. And then there's another one that I love so much. But I'm going to just give you all a piece of my mind, because this is when it's in, well, in 2017 Justice League, there's some good things in it, but there's one really great moment in this movie to me that every time I've seen it and every time I watch the movie, I can't help but to put my own mind into it. And that is when Clark or Superman is being resurrected back, and you know he's like has amnesia and he can't he doesn't remember who everybody is. So Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Cyborg is fighting him and trying to restrain him and hold him back. And Barry, here comes Flash. Okay, I got this. And again, you're in my head right now. Just some pictures. Barry's running like, yeah, I'm gonna be able to do something. I can stop Superman. He's running super speed. But then he's holding everybody back. Superman moves his eye to the left, like, motherfucker, I see you. And Barry just looks so scared. He's like, oh my God. And he fully turns his head, throws everybody away, and comes attacking Barry in super speed while he's in super speed. Like, oh my God. Like, that's such a hilarious and yet fearful moment for Barry. I feel like he did not expect that to happen. And I love this moment. And it's one of those great moments from this movie. I'm like, this will always bring me joy. So it's the Superman attack. How did I put it? Superman sees Barry's running scene from Justice League.
Madi, what do you say about Superman seeing Barry running?
That side eye is the same side eye that my mom and my girlfriend both give me when I try and sneak out of the house every now and then. So I know how terrifying it can feel, but I'm still gonna say no. I like the scene, and I liked it better in the Snyder Cut, and that's partially the reason why I'm gonna say no to the Justice League version of it being on there. But it's also one spot left, and I'd rather not a Justice League not Snyder Cut moment be on this list. When there's other movies and other moments that I can think of that I think would be more deserving.
But yeah, this is one. This is only a small moment from one that I actually had on mine, because I had the full sort of Justice League facing Superman moment, and it still bothers me that that Superman's buried in a suit, but yet comes out and shirtless with jeans. He's
wearing a full suit, and then all of a sudden, just the pants stay on.
I mean, it's like Hulk. How do his pants always just stay on?
But
they're sweatpants always. He's never not wearing sweatpants.
But with that being said,
one size fits all.
Just because I'm pretty sure I kind of know where everyone else is going with this. Maybe I don't know, but I do like the scene. I like CGI of Superman aside. The scene itself is good.
Can you guys see my mustache?
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
But this is one that, like, it is marginally improved in the Snyder Cut, but we're not including that one. But I do like this enough in the original Justice League that I am going to say yes. Alex, what do you say about Justice League seeing Barry?
There's one spot left, and we're gonna give it to Justice League. I don't believe in this timeline. No, it's a fine scene. There's a better version of the scene in the Snyder Cut, and I don't actually know. Yeah,
Mr. Fantastic is his pants. That's how he stays on.
Yes, that's it.
Mr. Fantastic.
Reed and Bruce
Mephisto.
are really close with each other, so
they're both science bros. That's just they just get a lot closer than we think.
Oh God.
Continue, Alex. Sorry for interrupting.
No, that's an image. Yeah. I don't. It's fine, but it's. I think we have one spot left. It's a whole 15 seconds. I don't think that's it. I don't think this is it.
And Matt, what would you have said about this scene?
I think it's a good scene. I think it's a really good moment. I like it too. How they're all, and Barry just thinks he's got the one up on him, and just the way he's just like, yeah, no, you don't. I think it's great, but with one spot left, I don't think this is the one I'd be good for.
I totally didn't expect it to be on here. I just wanted my commentary to be on live record. So yeah.
But with that being said, Midi, can you fill up the final spot?
There's one I want to put on there from Man of Steel, but we've got like 3 Superman moments on there, so I'm gonna not recommend that one. Instead, I'm gonna go from Watchmen, which is a DC movie, and I'm gonna say the scene where Rorschach is in prison and he decides that he's gonna let everyone know who he is, and takes a bat of fry grease, throws it over the prisoner next to him's face, and says, "You guys got to remember, I'm not locked in here with you." And then police start restraining him. "You're locked in here with me." And then they take him away. The reason I'm putting that one in there, Rorschach for me was the standout of this movie. And I love this movie. The extended cut, or director's cut, or whatever you want to call it, is a really great adaptation of Alan Moore's comic. And Jackie Earle Haley does a beautiful job playing Rorschach. And for me, Rorschach, if he was a moment in himself, I would put him on the list. But if I had to pick one moment from what he did in this movie, this would probably be the one that I would go with. There's other Watchmen moments I could have put on too, but for me, this is the one that I think most deserves to be on this list.
But yeah, I mean, I've said it. I've said it in the comments of the chat. I'm not a big fan of Watchmen. Like, it's fine at best. And I just really don't like any of the scenes in this movie at all. So I'm saying no. Alex.
Oh man!
Wow, just shot me down like that. All right.
I hate that movie. No, no, it's. You put me in a bit of a pickle because I really am trying to get to the point where we can nominate this scene for V for Vendetta, but at the same time, Watchmen, that scene you've chosen from Watchmen is so good that I think I'm going to have to betray my own interest and Jay Burns and say yes.
Yeah,
say yes.
There you go. Come to the dark side, Alex.
Matt, what do you say about this scene from Watchmen?
I think this is a really great scene. There are a lot of other good scenes to pick from Watchmen. I love the comedian. This is the American dream. I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan plays that great. But one spot left. I would like to get something up from Watchmen. I'll say
This is the
yes.
race to
I'll
everyone's
say
favorite
yes.
There you
Watchmen
go.
scene.
I'll say yes.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you guys would pick the American dream scene. That would be my choice. But so I'll say yes for this one.
With that being said, it's going to make the list and close out the list. Thaddeus, what would you have said about?
You're so lucky because I was gonna say yes, but then Alex intrigued me with what his V for Vendetta scene was going. Do I really want to know what that is. So
I'm gonna say no, just to find out.
I was
what
gonna say
you guys
no because of what he said. I was gonna say no, but yeah, I'm cool with this. It was this moment and when Rorschach tells Dr. Manhattan to kill him at the end of the movie. Those are my 2 Watchmen scenes. And I'm not really a Watchmen fan, but Jackie Earle Haley was definitely the best part of this movie to me. So yeah, I have no problem with this being on the list. Not at all.
But with that being said, I think I'm just convinced everyone said yes because I knew I was coming up next. But with that being said, I'm going to go around to talk about some honorable mentions. I'm going to start it off because I would have been next anyway. For me, and I know I'm probably more DCEU centric, but it is what it is. I had the police station fight from Birds of Prey. The saving the plane scene from Superman Returns, I think, was a great scene. The warehouse fight scene from Batman v Superman.
Yes.
I had the first flight scene from Man of Steel. And the Flash versus Superman running race that is in Justice League 2017. I think it was a fun scene. And I did really want to get something Flash on here, but sadly it's not going to happen. Maybe if he had his own movie out by
I
now.
was gonna say he's
Yeah,
only got
right?
the TV movie. Everything else is just television. Well, animated movies, I guess. But
Flashpoint is great.
uh,
But Alex, what on mentions did you have?
Just some kind of vanity dumb picks that I was gonna do. Like I had "Who's the Batman," the montage song that the Batman sings while he's beating all of the supervillains up at the start of Lego Batman. It's just for me personally. I also had two moments from V for Vendetta, which I think are very good. Is it too late to ask for forgiveness? And the entirety of Valerie's story. And I also had a moment from Suicide Squad, Deadshot's audition at the gun range in Belle Reve. That was gonna maybe make an appearance, but I'm happy with the list, honestly.
Matt, did you have any honorable mentions?
yeah, one just like crazy one was I had Batman versus Shredder from Batman versus the Ninja Turtles. Just on the fact that I never thought I would ever see that scene happen, and it was freaking great. And to just have the moment when Shredder's like, go up, like he's like questioning it before he just gets hit by, I think it's Raph. Other ones I had were Bruce training with Ducard from Batman Begins. I loved that whole scene. A good death is his own reward for Man of Steel when he just pulls the knife and then Fiora, they go and then Superman just grabs her. I think that's really great. The warehouse fight from BVS. I'm Batman from Batman 89. Clark finds Lois dead in Superman the movie. Bruce's speech at the end of BVS when he talks about men are so good. And then the last one was from Batman Returns. You're not just saving a town, you're saving home. And shut up, you're going to jail. Yeah, so those are a few of mine.
Zedius, what honorable mentions did you have?
Wow, somebody tried to take me out of the stream. I'm watching y'all. But no, some of my honorable mentions were like I have a lot of silly moments. Well, the other moment I was contemplating before was the Joker and Two-Face scene when they were in the hospital, like the whole upset the established order and everything becomes chaos. That's literally one of my favorite moments in like DC history. But I didn't want to say it just for the very scene, but also I have like scenes like V's introduction from V for Vendetta, when Finch talks about V's plan. Again, I want Medina to see it, so I won't spoil anything. But other moments like this destruction of Krypton from Man of Steel. I thought that was such a beautiful moment, like technical moment, period, and just the whole death of Jor-El and everything. And one of my personal favorites, even though it definitely won't make this list, is when Bruce and Selina are dancing under the mistletoe in Batman Returns. Yeah. And like mistletoe can be deadly if you eat it, but a kiss can be even deadlier if you mean it. Like they realize and like, does this mean we have to start fighting now?
Start fighting now.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it.
And Madi, any honorable mentions that no one's mentioned?
Ones that no one's mentioned, that's going to be pretty tough, but I definitely had a couple. So Wonder Woman appearing in BVS and the whole issue with you moment, just because it was the first time we'd seen Wonder Woman on screen, and she did a pretty good introduction of herself. Bane hijacking a plane in Dark Knight Rises. I thought that was technically a really well done scene, and the fact that Christopher Nolan, he probably actually figured out how to do that practically and just filmed somebody hijacking a plane like that. Another Dark Knight moment of Batman on his bike charging at the Joker, and the Joker saying, "Come on, hit me. I want you to hit me." And then Batman yelling out, knowing he could hit him, but it would just break everything he's meant to do. The coffee shop scene in History of Violence is technically a decent movie. One of those ones that a lot of people forget about. And a really understated movie, but a really great moment in that movie. And also Bruce Wayne on the ground in Metropolis. And from Lego Batman, how Dick Grayson is saying, My name is Richard, but everyone else calls me Dick. And Batman's just like, well, kids can be mean sometimes. And just completely ignores. Like that moment for me was like definitely an honorable mention. Those are the ones that nobody else mentioned, but you know.
But I mean, I think we can.
That I could go through.
I mean, I think we can all agree that one of the greatest scenes that we forgot to mention is the whole Martha scene from BVS.
Yeah. I think that just supersedes every scene.
Yeah,
but
let's discuss Martha again, guys. I don't think that joke's been overrun at all.
Why'd you say that name?
It's his mom's name. That's my Amy
no.
Adams impersonation. If anyone wants to hire me as a impersonator for Amy Adams, that's my real
And
name.
actually, one that I did
just on the stream.
I'll see if I can find it, but there was one that was brought up in the comments, which actually was the one I would have brought up next. But it's the Stanley cameo from Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Like, so depending on how you feel about Teen Titans Go, the movie itself was great, and the Stanley cameo just being the distinguished competition, just out of left field, not expecting it. It's just a fun scene.
I completely forgot about that movie, but yeah.
Superman should have just done in general. That someone was like, let's let him do it.
The scene from Death of Superman Lives, or I guess that would be an
John Schnapp.
The scene from Superman Lives, where fuck, I forgot about that movie.
But it never really happened, so you're fine.
But with that being said, now we're on to the voting portion. So I don't know if I actually mentioned that now, but if you've got your whiteboard handy, and that, just write down a whiteboard or a bit of paper, and that what you want to be your number 12. I've already got mine written down, but
I don't have a.
I mean, we can go to you if you don't have anything handy. We can go to you first if you want. I mean, it's one of those ones like this. The whiteboards are not really necessary, but I do them because why not?
I don't have a whiteboard with a working pen. Which I
use
found
my
out about
phone.
2 hours ago.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah, I can use my phone.
That's fine.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But for my number 12, I'm going to go with the V for Vendetta scene. I think you guys can probably guess why. That's my number 12 for right now.
I mean, my number 12 is probably not going to be a surprise. I've been locked in here with me from Watchmen.
Shock.
Alex, what do you have for 12?
Oh, it's going to be awkward when we have different things. I know mine's ridiculous, so I just went with getting rid of the bomb. Lego Batman.
Batman 66. You said Lego Batman.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me. Batman 66. I'm still thinking about who's the Batman, to be perfectly honest.
Although I think they do reference that in Lego Batman, so
Probably, yeah.
But Matt, what's your 12?
I have the trench scene.
And Zedius.
It's only because I haven't seen it. I put the bomb scene from Batman 66.
That's reasonable.
Fair enough. No, it makes sense at Paul.
So 12 is getting rid of the bomb.
I gotta pull up the thing here that has all the other movies on it, or moments on there.
But yeah, I've still got locked near for me from Watchmen. Alex?
I went with the Shazam.
Matt?
I still got the trench scene. You know that.
Zedius?
Jarrell gives his powers up.
Oh, you
And
haven't seen the movie, that's right.
Yeah.
Jarrell. Medee?
Jarrell? Marlon Brando?
V for Vendetta scene. Just again because I haven't seen it.
Oh no.
This
so
is such
we've
a
all got
fun
the-
vote, guys.
So we've all got a
Everyone
different
really
one,
just switched.
which means it's a tiebreaker. So, Jay, I know you're in the chat.
Oh boy.
So we've got locked in here for me, Trench Scene. Joel gives his powers up. V for Vendetta Scene. What am I
I think
forgetting?
Alex picked the Shazam scene.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shazam.
I would
And
put
the
yeah,
Shazam scene.
scene.
And Jay said he does the Shazam leaf.
Thank you, Jay. Also, Jay might owe me $5. I can't remember what it is that he said. I will cash app you $5 if there are more movies in DC canon than other dour moments in Batman films. Let me just really quickly count.
But
Help you
but
close.
Matt, what do you have for 10?
The trench scene. You know me now. Oh, come on. We're like-minded on rank up.
Zedius, what do you have for 10?
I changed it up really quick just so it was number 11 first. Now it's number 10. Jarrell gives his powers up.
D.
V for Vendetta. Once again, I'm gonna keep voting for it until it's off the list.
Locked in here for me. Alex.
All right, Alex.
V for Vendetta. It's gone.
Okay.
All right. Now I gotta pick another movie.
Yeah, that's always the worst part when you just keep the same moment and then it finally gets on the list and you're like, yay! And then
And you're like,
wait,
yeah.
no,
now I
I
gotta
have to change.
delete and type again.
Boy.
But with that being said, Zedius, what do you have for 9?
You know. I just because I haven't seen it, I can't. Yeah, Jarrell gives powers up.
Madi.
I'm going with the exorcism scene from Constantine, just because I can't remember it.
I'm sticking with locked in here for me from Watchmen. Alex.
Jor-El powers up. Or excuse me, Jor-El powers down.
And Matt.
Trench.
Don't worry, Matt. We'll get you sometime.
Yeah, at some point we'll get to me. Malcolm, maybe this is another Daredevil situation. That's a story I'll tell off stream about a very early rank episode.
No. Now we're at the point where I like all these movies.
Right. Madi.
Exorcism from Constantine. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how you guys can actually see the screen without it reflecting. My bed sheets
It's
onto
all
it,
good.
but
I trust that's what you've got within there anyway. Locked
Yeah.
here for me, Watchmen. Alex.
Can you read my mind?
No, I can't. Matt.
Malcolm, you can read my mind.
spoiler alert.
Zedius.
Was that the trench attack? Because I put the trench scene too.
Hey, we got him.
Hey, I
Yeah.
think. Oh
Part
no,
of
I have to
the-
change my board now. No, I'm so mixed.
Heart is breaking.
Ooh, no.
I've just got the easy job. I don't have to write anything down.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah, you just have to keep
Yeah.
keep flipping until someone joins up with you. I'll tell you
This
what.
is where we
the
find
last-
out Watchmen is actually the best scene.
yeah, like
Right?
those last couple of choices are going to be the ones that are going to be really
yeah,
hard
the
to
hardest.
pick
Yeah.
between. I'd say.
But yeah, locked in here for me, Watchmen. Alex,
Can't you read my mind?
Matt,
I now have to change it. I picked Exorcism.
Zedius,
They got the same thing. But I got you, Alex. Read my mind.
Oh,
no,
you
Midi.
son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! It's Exorcism from Constantine. Why would you do this to me?
I like Constantine.
You got
Well-
me all excited, and I was just.
because I'm the only one that's different. It's up to me. And
Didn't you nominate Constantine?
Yeah, we got candy over here, Malcolm.
Oh, what a bunch of bull.
I mean,
Come on, sir. We got candy. Come on. Read my mind.
but well, yes, I did nominate the exorcism scene from Constantine. I do like the "Can you feel my mind" scene a little bit more.
All right, sweet.
Reasonable.
Oh, now I have to retype.
No,
Yeah,
I
that
have to
went
work.
high though. Constantine
at
went
you.
high.
We did.
Hey, come on, top
It is,
7.
it is a lot higher than I thought it would be.
And at the end of the day, 100 years from now, will anyone remember where its placement on the list was? No, they'll just remember it was on the list. I just assume Take 3 will be around for 100 years.
It'll be take 7 by then.
No, but by then we'll probably have messed up the joke that Ken Knapsack put in.
Oh, yeah, Take
Actually,
17.
will be take
Take
17.
17.
Will actually be take 17 by
Yeah,
then.
probably.
Yeah.
And by then, we'll have 1,001 subscribers.
I'll finally have pressed the subscribe button after all this time.
Wait, what?
Can't you read my mind?
Matt,
Malcolm, locked in here with me. Oh, I got you, boy.
Zedius,
I see y'all over there. I'm still sticking with the same thing. Read my mind.
Midi,
Would you look at that? Can you read my mind?
Ah. I got higher than I thought I was going to.
I think I see how this is going.
Yeah.
Shit. What's left?
Yeah, right? I'm over here.
Okay, so I've got you as left.
I've got
Yeah,
you.
I've got-
Interrogation scene.
You, yeah.
Wait,
Uh,
the interrogation.
The interrogation scene is still here.
Joker,
Batman Under the Red Hood is
uh,
still here.
No Man's Land.
Shazam family is still here.
No,
No,
Shazam's
Shazam's
only
gone.
got
Shazam's
11.
yeah,
Oh right, yeah. I did.
Locked in here
Shit,
with
my bad.
me. Oh,
yeah. So I've got you.
Uh,
Interrogation
locked in
scene.
here with me.
Batman,
Okay.
Jason, Joker reunion. Locked in here with me.
Oh, wow. Completely forgot about that one.
No Man's Land still here.
Yeah. Batman, Jason, and Joker. Did someone say about
Yeah.
it? That's still there.
Yeah.
Are we going?
Jay's putting a bold prediction in the chat.
Let's see
a
if
hot
it pays
take right
off.
there. Yeah.
But with that being said, I cannot remember where we have who into last. So Matt, what do you have for us?
I got locked in here with me.
Zedius,
I forgot this was even still here. Batman, Jason Todd, and Joker.
Midi,
Locked in here with me.
locked in here with me.
I've got you.
Alex,
Oh, you're just trying to kill me, aren't you, Alex?
It's nothing personal.
No, it's
because
okay.
because we just met. It's nothing personal. Like
Yeah. After this scene, it gets personal.
and now I've got to change my board.
I can't believe
He got
somehow I
almost the whole
finagled.
voting process without that.
I somehow finagled an animated movie that like maybe 200,000 people have seen.
It's a great fucking movie.
Alex, I'm
A
going to tell
great-
you a
A
story.
great movie, though.
I'm going to tell you a story. You want to talk about finagling something high up? We wrote this dream. I'll tell you guys a story.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah, I know this is tough. Oh man.
I think on my last list, something that should not have been on the list made the list. I can't remember what it was, but it was some. I think it was it songs or something. Or
But Zedius,
let's stick with Batman Jason Todd joke. I feel like I need to watch this movie tonight though. Again.
Midi,
Yeah, I love this movie, but Under the Red Hood gets the next one out.
I put No Man's Land from Wonder Woman. Alex,
Good night, sweet prince. Batman, Joker, Jason. Gotta go. Yeah.
and Matt.
No Man's Land.
Okay, so remind me, it's No Man's Land.
No Man's Land.
Interrogation scene, and I've Got You.
Oh fuck.
Well,
Okay.
The best way to remember it, the Holy Trinity.
The Holy
Oh my
Trinity.
god,
is,
yeah, that's right.
that's actually so perfect. Oh my
That's
god.
pretty
I love
sweet,
this.
actually.
Yeah.
That worked.
I'm actually really proud of us for like
I
having that
know.
happen, even though none of us could have planned it.
Yeah, right.
Or did we?
Oh, fuck.
But Midi, what do you have for number 3?
Hang on. Yeah, I'm going No Man's Land.
And No Man's Land. Alex,
I've got you.
Matt,
No Man's Land.
Zedius.
No Man's Land.
Right. Now, instead of going for number 2, we're going straight, writing it out in number 1 between Interrogation Scene or I've Got You. That's because the other one is going to be number 2 by default, and it's best to go straight to number 1 and then. Right, I'm going to start this off. In my very fast written thing, I put interrogation scene. Alex,
I agree. It's the interrogation scene.
Matt,
I disagree. It's I've Got You.
Zedius.
I've Got You is my number 2. Interrogation
Ah! I see what you did to me.
And Midi,
Interrogation scene. Oh, my screen is off. Interrogation scene.
It's okay.
but just as I've finished this.
I got to number 2, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
That's something to.
Pretty good
Yeah,
spot.
Superman gave up a
Yeah,
fight.
no, seriously. It's a solid spot.
It's such a wonderful scene, though, isn't it? Like every
It
time I
is a
watch
good
them,
scene.
it's like it's so good. John Williams has to live forever. That's the only way I can accept it.
Oh, yeah, I think he's taking the elixir of life.
Yeah.
But with that, just to recap our top 12 moments from DC movies. At 12, we've got getting rid of the bomb from Batman 66. At 11, we've got the Shazam family introduction from Shazam. At 10, we've got Ideas of Bulletproof from V for Vendetta. At 9, we've got Jor-El gives his powers up from Superman 2 The Donner Cut. Oops. 8, we've got the trench scene. At 7, we got Exorcism from Constantine. At 6, we got Read My Mind from Superman the Movie, the motion picture. 5, we got Locked in Here with Me from Watchmen. At 4, we got Batman Jason Joker reunion from Batman Under the Red Hood. At 3, we got No Man's Land from Wonder Woman. At 2, we got I Got You from Superman the Movie. At 1, we got Interrogation Scene from The Dark Knight. As I get rid of the thing. But with that being said, this is where we've reached the end of the show. I'll have a new set of topics that will be on the list for next week's Rankin episode. But before that, I'm going to go around the horn and see where you can find everyone. Alex, where can people find you online?
People can find me at goth_AF. You can also find me usually at Night Trivia. Come down, play one of our Geek Challenge Cup matches. They're a load of fun, unless they're not.
Matt, where can people find you online?
You guys, as always, can find me at Kearns_Matthew on Twitter, MattMovie611 on YouTube, and right here as host of not one but two shows. Second Look episode is in the works. Some personal things have gone in the way, but I'm hoping to get it out pretty soon. And then the Fandom Podcast, my new show. Episode should be coming up. Depending on the guests, it's either the episode's topic is going to be on either Indiana Jones or Psych. So get excited for that. And as always, and find me tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. EST right here on this channel. I know for a fact me, Many Freaks, and Abe Flores will be on here doing an AMA stream celebrating 1,000 subscribers, and the rest of the Take 3 crew will be coming in and out as they can. So get excited for that. We have a post up in the group. If you have any questions, drop them there or save them for the stream tomorrow.
ZS, we can find you online.
Y'all can find me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram by searching for Zaddy Smith. That's ZA2Ds Smith. And again, I do trivia with a lot of the online leads on here on Facebook. And also I do movie and TV reviews on the Oh My God, a Stardust app at Retribution Z. That's my screen name. Haven't really done anything this year, but last year I literally watched 40 movies that I'd never watched before and did a little 30-second reviews for it. So go check it out.
Madi, where can people find you online?
Is it just me, or did I just notice that you look like you have bunny ears behind you from the Jojo Rabbit poster?
Oh, someone's new to Take 3.
Honestly, I've been watching all this time. I've been on streams with Malcolm, and every single time I'm just like, "Oh yeah, Jojo Rabbit," and I never noticed a little bunny ears. But whatever.
I remember when
you can
Malcolm
find
first
me
put that up, and we were like, "What? What is that?"
Yeah. You can find me on Netflix, not watching V for Vendetta for another random reason. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pornhub at MadiR. You don't have to subscribe to all of them, but whichever ones you want to choose. And I just want to point out that Zadia said he had 2 Ds, so take with that what you will. This is why they don't have me on the show more often, guys. I'm sorry. Children are not allowed to watch, and we get demonetized real quick.
But
Madi, it's not on there anymore. You're in trouble, man.
Oh, did you go?
Hold up. That's American Netflix. It might still be on Canadian.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I got that advantage. I have a better government and a better
advantage,
healthcare, and I might still have V for Vendetta on Netflix.
uh,
Those are the 3 things we got on you guys.
but with that being said, you can find me on Take 3 Productions, where I host Rankin every Saturday. I also host Late Night Take 3 occasionally. I haven't decided sort of when I'm going to do the next one. You can also find me hosting the Reactor Summit. I'm determined to do one this week because we haven't done one in a while. But with that being said, you can also find me over on Full Metal Trivia, hosting Full Metal Classic on Sundays, as well as Full Metal Random on Tuesdays. And this week's topic is going to be movie characters' pitches. Matt Kearns is going to be competing in that. He's going to be taking on Stephen Shepherd and Ryan Permison. It's going to be a lot of fun. And those that had seen the last time I did it, it's going to be a lot of fun just from people watching too. And And also, just because it was in the chat, Jay Breeds also hosts Classic on Thursdays as well. And until next time, keep listening, shit, everyone. As I actually remember to end the broadcast.